Hello ladies and gents, JackFrags here, and today we're going to be talking about the bayonet charge in Battlefield 1. You'd be forgiven for thinking that the bayonet charge is a pretty simple mechanic and doesn't really need much explaining, and yeah, you'd be half right. The truth is though that you can be pretty tactical with bayonet charges and really save yourself if you use them correctly. Firstly, let's show you how to equip one. It's pretty simple. Select your weapon of choice, hit the cog to go to the modify menu, go to the barrel, and then boom, pick that bayonet. Oh, it's very shiny. And when you're in the battle, performing a bayonet charge is easy peasy. Start sprinting, your crosshair will change to a circle, press the melee key when it does, and there you have it, piece of cake. Now it's important to know that having a bayonet on your weapon does come with some negatives as well as being able to run around like a maniac. If you equip a bayonet, it will negatively affect the recoil of your weapon and how quickly you can raise your weapon to a fire ready position after a sprint. Keep that in mind, there is a bit of a trade-off there. What about tactics then? When's the right time to charge or not to charge? Something I love doing is waiting for enemies to come around a corner and then spearing them in the heart. This is especially useful if, say, you've just been shot or shot at and you know a player is about to chase you down. The minimap is also very important here too. I've killed players before just by seeing them on the minimap and starting a bayonet charge to when I think they're going to come around the corner and smash, they never see it coming. You've just got to wait around the corner and preempt the enemy coming around. Charge your sprint, and as they come around the corner you land a charge without them even knowing it's happened. This is a really useful tactic, especially if you're low on health and you've got no other option. After all, what else have you got to lose? When shouldn't you bayonet charge though? Well, the main time I'd hang back is when there are multiple enemies. You may take one of them down, but as soon as that charge has landed, you're almost certain to die. Let me show you a good example of when not to use it. You see, the bayonet charge is a very situational thing. Use it in a jam or when you've got no other option, because once it's initiated you're stuck with it and you cannot cancel it. It's the most embarrassing feeling when you've hit that button and you're simply a passenger running around in a circle until you either hit something or the timer runs out or you take a bullet to the face. It can be pretty hard to maneuver as well if you mess it up. You've got a really low turning speed, so sharp turns just aren't possible. That being said, moving slightly left and right is a good idea because it ensures that an enemy shooting at you isn't going to get an easy kill. Serpentine movements, guys, come on. Try to snake around as much as you can, but not enough that you're going to miss the target. The bayonet definitely takes some practice to get used to. Okay, so now that's out of the way, let me clear something up because I see a lot of people using a bayonet charge to try and get somewhere over a long distance faster than if you were to just sprint there. You're doing it wrong, stop. It may be faster to begin with, but in a long distance run you'll be slower than if you were just sprinting because of the slowdown effect when you've completed a charge. You can test this yourself. If you do a bayonet charge at the same time as someone sprinting next to you, you'll see that whilst you do get an initial burst of speed, you then slow down after the charge is done, and then the player just sprinting normally is going to overtake you. And you know what? It's important to know this. Don't use the charge in the middle of nowhere because you think it's going to get you somewhere faster. It's just an illusion and you're better off sprinting. If you are in a jam though, when you want to use it to say get into cover quicker than just sprinting, then of course that's going to work because of that initial burst of speed. And one final tip before we go, a bayonet charge is a one-hit kill on an elite class. If you've got the opportunity to charge an elite class down, then do it because it's one of the fastest ways of taking them out. And that's all for today folks. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do come and subscribe for more at youtube.com/jackfrags, and I'll see you in the next one.